Today I'm going to be setting up this Garvee inflatable dock. Now I have a pond here on our property, and the issue is the water goes up and down throughout the year depending on how much rain we get. Right now we've got a lot of rain, so the water is up really high. So the problem is if you put in a traditional dock, you have to build it much longer, much higher than if you do like something that's an inflatable dock, you know. And I just really need something for my kids. Love to kind of sit out here and fish or play around on the water's edge or whatever, and they just want something to sit on rather than, you know, the grass where there's bugs and those sorts of things, which is what we're going to be using this for. So it does come with the inflation pump, comes with the inflatable dock, and then this is everything else that it comes with. So it comes with the carrying bag, of course, and then also comes with the instructions if you need those, and then all the ropes and things that you can use to set it up. So let's go ahead and go through the setup process. This is what it's going to look like after you get it unwrapped and out of the packaging. Now, obviously you're going to inflate it from this little guy right there. Has handles there and also here, and then spots where you can hang these they're almost like ropes. There are some ropes, but these like hooks and such, so make it like a ladder, so that makes it easier for someone to climb up out of the water onto it. So it's got like 3 different steps, and then this is just going to go and hook onto those hooks there on the side. So you could put it on the same side as the handles. It also has handles here on this side and on the other sides as well. So that's going to be a nice feature that, you know, someone can like grab onto it, hold it, that sort of thing as well while it floats around. So you don't have to necessarily climb up onto it. Now, size wise, this is not going to be a huge inflatable dock. I would say it's probably, looks like about 5 foot long by 4 foot across, something like that. And when you inflate it, it might be a little bit bigger, but it definitely is really bright as well here in the sunlight. So let me go ahead and get it inflated. So your tube for your foot pump is just going to connect to this side. This is going to be the crew inside, and that side you just take off the little cover, and then it just goes in and screws in tight. So now I'm going to go ahead and see how long it takes to inflate it using this pump. So I'm about 3 minutes in. One thing I can say, if you have an electric one or a portable pump, definitely use that. Or if you have kids, have them do this, because this thing is short. So you literally have to be bent over if you're a full-size adult to use this pump, because it only comes up when I'm stepping on it, just comes up a hair past my waist. So my waist is here. So it's coming up like here, right? So to actually pump it when you're going down, I got to be bending over. So that's a little bit of a pain just with the pump, right? Like that's not an issue with the product. And truthfully, that's probably all pumps, but just you'll probably want to have a couple people to take turns, especially if it's a warm day out. Let me get back to pumping. All right, so you have to pardon my out of breathness because I am out of shape. Got it pumped up. It took me about 6-7 minutes to get it to full. Now, one really nice thing about this pump, and also this little thing, the little, I guess, inflation spot, is that it's not going to leak out. So when I removed this pump, it didn't leak out. And then the same thing, like right now, actively, it's not leaking even before I put this on. So to deflate it, you have to push in on that center thing. So how it works is this goes around the outside and doesn't push in until the air is flowing in. So it keeps it from pumping out. And the same thing on this, right? So that just kind of keeps it in there. So you don't have to worry about it leaking once you disconnect the thing. So that's definitely a nice feature. So let me go ahead and connect the other parts up. Don't mind my dog. So here's what you got. So you got this long rope that can be used to connect it up to a dock, a boat, whatever the case might be, to keep it from floating away. If you're doing on shore like this, the rope's probably not long enough for that, but beyond that, it should be, right? So that rope's probably, I'm gonna say 8 foot or so long on that red rope. And then you've got the little stairs. Now, I only have them hooked to that one and that one. You can easily hook them to here to make it go down a little bit further into the water. So let's go ahead and throw it out and test it out. And there she is, floats perfectly. Now, like I said, if you're gonna do this on like the edge of a pond or something like that, you're definitely gonna want a longer rope, or even you could attach an anchor to the end if you wanted to. Oh, my dog's trying to figure out what it is. You could easily attach an anchor to kind of keep it from moving around a ton. You know, if you're in relatively shallow water, you could easily do that as well. So, but it floats perfectly and will work great. Like you could honestly use it like as a tanning bed out on the water. You could use it as just a small swim platform, something like that. She apparently doesn't know what to do with it, but it works absolutely as it should. The only downside is, of course, inflating it, which is going to be true of all inflatable items. So definitely a great option for you if you're looking for a floating dock, something like that for maybe a boat, a pond, a lake, whatever the case might be.